Okay, everyone, I'm doing a live video and I'm just going to start. And then, of course, those of you that will catch the replay, be encouraged. So let me go ahead. All right. So, hello, everyone. I hope everyone can hear me. This is your girl, Cesare, aka the pretty producer, aka the singing scholar. And I'm coming to you, I want to say live on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, and I think LinkedIn as well. So, I want to start off by saying Happy New Year. I know that we're into the second month, but some of you know I've been offline for a while into the new year. So I still say Happy New Year to you all. I also want to thank you for your support. Thank you so much for welcoming me back on social media. Please bear with me as I'm checking my messages and my emails and things of that sort. So I will get back to you for sure. But I wanted to come on just to share some quick encouragement and also some updates about the direction that I'm going concerning my social media presence. I think it's time for me to just tell some people about that. So, as far as the encouragement, I want to encourage you today to really understand how important it is to speak life, how important it is to encourage yourself, even others, through your words, because eventually your words will turn into actions. And the reason why I'm emphasizing this is because as I was offline for some time, I always see how, my goodness gracious, the things that we're exposed to on a daily basis. I mean, it doesn't matter the platform, it can be the radio. You're just walking down the street, minding your business. You can be inside of a certain facility, like a store, whatever venue. You can be online. I think online is like the major one I want to touch on real quick. Is when it comes to the negativity and the influence of so many situations. And I mean, it can really, really get pretty interesting. And the reason why I mention that is because we're just always exposed to something. I mean, as soon as you wake up, you're exposed to something, some sort of noise, some sort of opinion, some sort of headline, or some sort of, uh, someone wants you to really get on their side of things. They want you to believe what they believe. They want you to tolerate what they tolerate. And again, this list can really go on. So, my emphasis to you as far as this encouragement is really be prepared, especially for the rest of this year. Guard your mind, guard your heart, guard your ears. And what I mean by that is you have to really be mindful of what you're listening to and what you're taking in. Because sometimes I've noticed that when we're listening to things and sometimes we think we can deal with what we're hearing, you think it doesn't affect you, you think it doesn't really seep down into your heart and mind, you'll be surprised how some things they begin to grow gradually and they begin to start showing up in your actions. It shows up in how you talk and even how you respond to people. And so when I was offline, a lot of you know when I come back, I like to share things that I've observed or learned or things that help me to be refreshed and whatnot. And so for me, I was refreshed in my mind because I realized that there are times where being quiet, taking time away from opinions, taking time away from excess words and excess activities, they really can make a difference to regenerate how you think about things and how you would like to approach things. Some of us, especially a lot of people that I'm connected to, I know you all are involved in a lot of like business and, things that you have visions for. And, some of you are very artsy and things. And, you know, so all of those things sometimes require some quiet time to develop, some quiet time to really see about like what does it look like for you on an individual basis to be unique. And so I encourage you to really again just guard what you're hearing, guard what you're watching, guard what you're listening to, because there's so many um, things that can generate certain behaviors. And some of these behaviors that I have observed just taking time offline is like you have certain opinions that can generate, I'm talking about like some unusual ambition. There's nothing wrong with being ambitious, but when people are overly ambitious and then they have no direction, no vision, no structure, that's dangerous. It is because in everything have a balance, right? So when we're like exposed to so many opinions, your balance gets literally out of balance because now you're trying to take on what someone else says that works and it may not work for you. And now you might be influenced to do something this way, but maybe that's not the way you should go. And so I would encourage people, honestly, if you really are serious about guarding what you hear, guarding what you see, sometimes it's okay to take a break. Take a break from social media. Even if, even if it's some of your personal relationships, take a break from maybe oversharing certain things so that you can have a sound decision for yourself. Because at the very end of the day, you're going to have to think for yourself when it comes to many decisions before you go to other people to sometimes make collective decisions. And so that was something that I learned offline. Another thing is that during my break, I've learned to discover and also rediscover my personal joy. So I feel like, it's one thing to be, quote, about yourself, because we do need to care about ourselves. And I do believe firmly that if you don't love yourself, you cannot love other people. I'm a firm believer of that. But I also found that even in my own discovery of just having like personal joy, being able to smile about things, rejoicing in all things, being able to see that, life can in fact be a celebration, even through some painful moments. I'm also learning that for me personally, I am to share that with others. So it's not something that I just kind of hold on to and say, oh, it's all about me. But again, and I'm speaking personal, I'm not saying that you have to do this, but for me, I'm given a certain level of joy for a reason to share it with others, because you have a personal joy as well, more than you think. And so this is why I said, even guarding what you hear and what you see, because those things, they do steal little pieces of your joy more than you think. And every day when something happens, you're wondering like, "Ooh, why do I feel this way?" Or why am I no longer passionate about my own dreams or things that I would like to discover, things that I would like to build, or things I would like to fix. And so when you start to do this panoramic view and start to understand, maybe it's because I'm hearing somebody else. Maybe it's because I'm watching this, or maybe I'm making some underlining comparisons to what someone else is doing. So I say that to say be mindful that you're unique. And I don't mean that in a very, like a cheesy way. I mean that like seriously, you're very unique for a reason. We're not designed to think all alike. We're not designed to agree with everyone. So that was another thing that I thought about when I was offline, having this understanding about, hey, listen, those people that want to debate all day and night, you're angry. You want people to be angry with you. You want people to yell with you. You want people to lose sleep with you. Listen, I'm not about that life. I'm just being honest. I can't, in order for me to maintain joy, I am not going to argue with people this year. And I didn't have to argue with people last year, thankfully. I'm just saying, but for real this year, because we're in a world right now where the offense, people are offended. Like, just like that. It take like a half of a second for someone to be offended by something. And so even with that, if you're not guarding yourself properly, you start getting angry or irritated about things that you're not even passionate for. And so that leads me to saying too that even online, everyone, there's a certain etiquette. I'm sorry, there's a certain etiquette that some of us will follow by. And that etiquette is that respect where people are coming from. Everybody's entitled to speak what they like to speak. But I think that, again, if you set your standards of what it is that you're expecting, if you want to speak life, right? If you want to live life a certain way, if you want to guard your value, if you want to guard your caliber, if you want to guard how you carry yourself in certain situations, that is absolutely up to you and it's fine. You don't have to subject yourself to everything and everyone. So that's also a part of how you discover your uniqueness. When you have this willingness to stand out, having a boldness to stand out. And that's not always easy, I understand, because I've met many, 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 many people. I mean, I would even say hundreds of people at this point, where, I think one of the key things I can kind of gather from listening to people's stories and just sharing my stories with others is that sometimes we can be influenced to change or alter our identity based on what we hear, see, even based on how we feel. And sometimes, even with that, how you feel is not going to last. Do you understand that emotions, they fluctuate? Sometimes you feel good this day, another time you may not feel as good. Sometimes something happens in life where it does change how you feel and how you react to situations. So, with all of that being said, know that life does come with different types of things, emotions, transitions, challenges, tribulations, joyful moments, achievements, accomplishments, you name it. It comes with all of that. But I think in all of that, what I have learned and what I want to share with everyone is that despite of speak life into your situation. Even if you want to speak, some people refer to it as affirmations, but I refer to making declarations. And so I'm learning to do that this year, which is I'm much more intense and I'm much more intentional about it, where I'm speaking like, no, I'm blessed. Oh, I have high caliber. I am of value. I will smile. I might hurt today, but I'm not going to hurt forevermore. Someone may betray me, but I understand now the art of forgiveness. So it's like sometimes you have to really find ways to, even when you're not feeling it in that moment, but to speak it, because that's what's going to create that pathway for you to thrive on a level like never before. So I'm going to leave it like that. And my goal for this upcoming series of like Speak Life, I'm noticing that with like social media, I think like Facebook, they will start taking things down after 30 days when it comes to live videos. So I'm not quite sure if I'm going to do every Speak Life at this point live. I think that I may have to leave some timestamps on my timelines by just uploading the videos, but I'll keep you guys posted about that. But the other quick goal I wanted to discuss for Speak Life at this point is that when I do come on and we're talking about real life topics from a down to earth perspective, my goal is also to bring back some people, like I did like about a couple of years ago, bring back people who actually have some things to talk about certain themes and certain topics. One thing that has been on my mind and heart lately is for the men. So I have seen, ooh, especially a lot of stories people I've come across. A lot of men really need some strong male figures to really remind them, like, even when the world is on your shoulders, that, there's still ways to navigate through that. So my goal is to have a few people come on and we can talk about certain topics, because I can't necessarily speak to that population, but I can bring in people that can speak to the population. So also, last thing, my email. I'm sorry, guys. I had a URL link for you to sign up to get my weekly emails. That is not working right now, so I'm going to post a new one, and I'll definitely get back to that. But this is your girl, Cesare, aka the Pretty Producer, aka the Singing Scholar. So I want to thank you so much for taking the time to listen. I know that we're in a world of video shorts and 30 seconds and 15 seconds. So I thank you for just hanging in there, because I know that this is a world where we're taking in a lot of information all at once. So for you to even take a moment to even sit with me today for Speak Life, I appreciate you. So take good